I'm your host, MrElephant. So, Esty is done for right now, but I'm going to continue where he left off and run the rest of the Odette versus Eagles Revenge fights. So, we're going to start with um, an Aztec and Bren versus Aztec fight. So we already randomized on the civs here for Odette. So I think we should be good. Let's go ahead and begin.
You know, people always ask me, Kevin, what does being a CEO of Cashbacking mean to you? It means cash back in every opportunity.
Oop. Sorry if you heard that background noise again. I had Twitch up again. Make sure that it was running in the background. Have to stop doing that. Funny comment from Odette. Because Esty might have been streaming for that long. In real life. We shouldn't see that many surprises between Eagles Revenge and Odette. I would imagine that this will be a straight victory for Odette. So, Eagles Revenge made by Elite Raider. Very old member of the community. Who recently popped back in for a short bit. Who knows? He may work on an AI again if he's feeling up for doing so. So if we look at the brackets, Eagles Revenge so far has 5 victories under its belt. Odette has 9. Odette is doing very well. In some ways, this might even be like an apprentice versus a master fight, meaning Esty could have learned maybe a little bit about scripting from reading some of Elite Raider's scripts, ER scripts, maybe when he was really early around the community. But Esty has definitely come a long way since that point. Overshadowed the old master, so to speak, and become a master himself. Master in the art of scripting. Let's take a look at what evilness Odette has in store for Eagles Revenge today. Doing a little bit of dancing around the mill. Gotta keep Eagles Revenge on his toes. Blue doing a little bit of torturing. It's never too early to do a little bit of torturing. Yeah, I bet you were doing a lot of testing against Eagles Revenge and other AIs that he made early on. Maybe with other scripts as well, Unfair Steel and Tron and all the rest of them. The Horde. What was your favorite script to test against in your early days, Esty? Juggernaut and the Horde. Yeah, those are some pretty strong scripts right there. Beatrix. Beatrix got out a lot earlier, I think, inside uh, the tournament. King is a fairly old member of the community at this point. Occasionally he speaks up, but he's pretty quiet nowadays. Few Eagles coming in for a brief attack against Odette. It's too bad ER can't be here to watch his battle. Yeah, let's look how many villagers he has. He has 35. So he did live. 35 from green as well. A few more villagers over here in red and blue territory. But it wouldn't be impossible for Eagles Revenge to make a comeback at this point. But we secretly know that won't be the case. Red clicked up the castle. Going in for the strike. Blue says that he feels a little bit nervous, which is a surprise. Hello, the Light Empire. I saw that you subscribed earlier today. Oh! Inside Esty's offline fight that he's running right now, the Unknown is actually taking some games off of Dracil. Really, I didn't realize that they did that. Arena tournaments are always pretty fun to host. People seem to enjoy them. Arandi was actually thinking about holding another arena tournament, the Light Empire. So maybe you can convince him to co-cast that with you if you feel up for doing so. So Eagles Revenge is actually playing a little bit better than he did inside the 1v1. Especially green here. Maybe blue had a right to feel nervous. Red seems to be doing pretty well though. Yeah, I would definitely get with Arandi to see if he'd be interested in co-casting that. And it's always nicer when you have a co-caster to kind of have back and forth conversation going, and they might see something that you missed inside the battle. So. Eagles Revenge only needs one victory to achieve second place inside the brackets. So this is his opportunity maybe to take that win off of Odette. Not that I'm really rooting for either opponent, but here, but Red going up into Imperial. Eagles Revenge still a top 16 AI. Yeah, I can see BNS Iori still making top 16. He doesn't need too many more victories. But he definitely has a challenge on his hands versus the tutorial ones. It could go either way between those two. It might actually go into a tiebreaker between them. Who knows? Castle built in kind of a weird area inside the back here. And it looks like Odette has switched opponents to green instead of yellow. Green Eagles Revenge needs to go up into Imperial if he hasn't already started doing so. He's a long way off. Odette being a little bit evil. Sniping off those eagles one by one. Well, this looks like it's GG. I think we can speed this up to 4. CC goes down for green. See how many more villagers did. 20 and 4. Yeah, I don't think that Eagles Revenge is going to be winning these. Let's go ahead and call it. Good job to Odette in the 2v2. Update the brackets. 3v3 time. So what will the other civs be? Is the question now. Let's see. They will be. And what will the other civ be? Italians. Okay, I think we're good. Let's go. Oh wow, the unknown took the 1v1. Perhaps you'll get 2 wins, 2 losses against Odette. Oh, not Odette. Dracil. How'd you come up with that name, Esty? No, I mean, YGG Dracil or Dracil. Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. Yeah, Esty has some interesting names for his AIs, for sure. I like creating um, interesting names for my AIs as well. At the beginning, when you're creating an AI, naming it is a really fun part of creating an AI. But also thinking about what type of strategy it will have, if user patch will be included. with civil play. A lot of fun things about creating a new AI. Yeah, I mean, when I was thinking about like a name for Charon, um, I really wanted it to be able to um, play water, like have a good water strategy. Um, so Charon actually means it's the ferryman of inside the Greek mythology. So I think I talked with Kimberly at the time when I was making that, and she thought it was a good username as well. Yeah, that's a very interesting uh, concept right there, Esty. So I wonder why Aleph chose Illuminati for the name of his AI then. I was just thinking about Illuminati the other day, about how I was a little bit sad that he wasn't inside the competition. It's one of the few AIs that we weren't able to get approval to participate inside the actual tournament, which is a real shame because Illuminati can actually play DE fairly well. Real shame that he wasn't able to participate. Actually, Aleph has the E. I actually purchased it for him, so I know he has it. But anyhow, we weren't going to be able to convince him of having Illuminati participate. Maybe sometime in the future, but I doubt it. So there's 3v3 happening between Odette and Eagles Revenge right now. So how do you feel about the civs that were chosen for red and green as the Italians and I'm always going to pronounce his name, the Malians or Malians? I think it's Malians. Yeah, some old AIs they have a little bit of trouble on DE. Esty and I we when we were running, we found several AIs that needed a little bit of, let's just say, pushing to or correct additions to actually function properly. Let's just say that basic functioning. So it looks like purple is kind of crippled up over here. Green's done a good job punishing him. The good thing is that he's inside Castle Age, so he might be able to get out a few eagles if he gets out of barracks. Mhm. So blue and green are doing a pretty good job at defending against the eco attack. Yeah, blue is holding on pretty well right now. The defense of Odette is just incredible. I think Esty once said that having an equal defense for your AI is one of the most important things because the Aztec Civ is just so powerful. It looks like they're going hand cannoneers with Cavalier. Plus some unique units as well. Purple Yard definitely needs to create some more villagers. It looks like Yellow's going to die here, though. This is going to be over. Too many hand cannoneers. Wow. The unknown 1D 2v2. So this looks over, for sure. Let's go on to the 4v4. Good job to Odette. Four v4 time. So the Light Empire, I don't think you've made. I think we've talked before, and I don't think you've made an AI, right? You've only hosted tournaments. Is that correct? Odette. Odette. Okay. So Odette has won 3 of her games. Oh, something weird. Okay, there we go. So we've got the final game of this set. Let's choose out civs. Oh, we can't do that one. Okay. Oh, you have made an AI. Is it It's not let me think about it. I know its name. Let me think about it. Is it the sheriff? Is your AI the sheriff? Oh, dang. Come on, we must see your AI. I love seeing it. I love seeing. Um, their name. Your names confused me, so apologies on that. The Light Empire versus Light Tree. Anyhow, would definitely like to see your AI if you're willing to share it. Hmm. We definitely look forward to seeing it. So, whenever you feel comfortable in doing so. When I was starting to script, I actually started on Black Forest for Age of Empires 2. Um, I always found it a little bit easier to script for Black Forest than for Arabia. Just a tad bit. I don't know why. My first solo script, well, without like a tool or anything to help, was an AI that liked to wall. So Black Forest was a little bit easier to wall off than Arabia. even in Black Forest, AIs have trouble with um, laws because they just don't know how to really use them properly. So it was always kind of difficult to use walls even inside Black Forest, but I found it to be a little bit easier than in Arabia for sure. What would happen even if you lock gates? Enemies' AIs would just stockpile units outside the gate. Well, older AIs would, and newer AIs just tear down walls, so. Inside the last arena tournament that we had, Naga actually took out Barbarian, and Barbarian was sent to a loser's bracket. And Barbarian came back from the loser's bracket to win the entire tournament. It was pretty early on that Naga actually knocked out Barbarian, so came back and just won the entire thing. I was thinking that we were going to have a new champion for Arena. I would assume that next time when an arena tournament is held, like for a Roundies tournament, that it will work out differently than it has in the past. With whoa, what is going on with the Eagles Revenge and its lumber camps? That is strange. Wasting the wood. Immortal was definitely still improving. I mean, it's a very good AI, but it still has some things left to make better. I'm hoping that we will be able to see it play water in the future. Like, I know the Maximal being had some goals for it to play water, but I haven't seen it a version that can play water yet, which is a little bit depressing. So, hoping that that's still inside the cards for it, and it's a little bit more flexible in being able to play other maps. And maybe a couple of other settings, maybe too. Who knows? A 5-0 loss and a grand finale like that, that's that's a pretty large gap right there between Barbarian and Immortal. We definitely had some fun with the Island Olympics last year when we were streaming those games. It was fun getting all the water AIs together and seeing that come together and everything. Of course, Barbarian took that as well. Looks like a 2v2 might be happening. Well, a 2 wins and 2 losses might be happening again for both AIs, Esty. If only POCBS had won the 2v4 before. But it wasn't real. To be fair, it wasn't really that close, though. It sincerely looks like they're going to be out of this competition. But they've had a pretty good run. Esty and I will definitely have to take a break after this tournament. This tournament's taken some time to run. How many months have we been running this tournament? Esty? I was wondering about that the other day. We've probably been running this for about 3 months now, I'd say. Esty. You're right. Davis Cup 8 to happen right after the end of Davis Cup 7. Sure sounds like it. We'll have to do a count at the very end, SD. SD says no Davis Cup 8 right now. I don't know. We might do like an Island Olympics maybe next year or something like that. Definitely after all these other tournaments happen. It'll probably be like the end of next year. Definitely need a break. More than that, it's more than a few hundred. I think we'll be close to around 1,000 or so. Okay, I think that we can call this. This is over. So good job to Odette again. That was very one-sided for each one of those games. So that means that there will have to be a playoff 2v2 between Mini-Knot and Eagles Revenge. So who won the 2v2 last time between Eagles Revenge and Mini-Knot? That is the question. Eagles Revenge did. So he probably is favored to win between those two competitors, but they each won 2 and lost 2, so yeah, Odette is playing pretty well. We'll have to see if she can keep it up. Who will she be challenging next time inside the final stage? Let's take a brief look at that. So game 1, so she'll be challenging Odette. Oh wait. Yeah, she'll be challenging Odette. No, yeah, Odette will be challenging Shadow. Sorry, didn't get that right. So yeah, is that right? No, Odette will be challenging round 2 game. Oh, game 2. Game 8-2. So sorry, I looked at that wrong. So it'll be group 8. So that'll probably be Elephant Man. So 2 of Esty's AIs are going to go head to head. So one of his 2 AIs will be going to the losers bracket after that fight. So I guess that's it for tonight, folks. We're going to call it for now, but we'll be back maybe tomorrow, maybe sometime over the weekend. So we'll have to see about that. So for now, I'm going to sign off, and we'll see you next time. So farewell for now.